Well, good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. here. Today is, what's today's date? October 30th. And last night was my first plant medicine experience. And it was very sacred. It was very healing. Yes, I just got up out the bed. I haven't even washed my face, but I wanted to express myself. I wanted to last night, but I was tired and was under the effects of the plant medicine, so I wanted to go to bed. Um, the younger adults, they wanted to stay up and talk, but I was ready to go to bed because it was an entire day event, meaning it started at 8 a.m. and I think it did not end until like 10 p.m. 8 to 10, 8 to 10 p.m. I'm not sure because we don't wear watches there. We don't have our cell phones on. Remember, it's a very sacred, um, nature honoring, um, healing session. And um, it was amazing. Oh my gosh. There are people here from all over the world. Okay. And they spoke their truth about why they were here and their healing issues. And as I listened, I just said, even though we're spread out all over the world, we all have the same issues and problems and desires and need for love. And we are really all in this learning and seeking the same thing. And it all ultimately comes down to how to love the self, how to forgive others, how to love others, how to let go of things that people have, how to let go of hurtful things that people have done to you, especially your parents, so that you can go on and live your best life, that you can reach your full potential. And we honored planet Earth, Mother Earth, Father Sky, all of the plants, the air, the water, the food, so much that we take for granted. Here it has not rained the way they need it to rain because their electricity is based on, it raining. This what you call electricity. So there are many a days that we go without any electricity, and we have, people use their cell phones for flashlights. I brought a rechargeable flashlight. Um, we have to respect the water, um, again, because they rely on the rain. So we can't just waste water because we need the water to drink and wash our bodies. And, for people like me who come from America, I do respect the water and all of that for various reasons. But I'm 99% sure that the majority of Americans do not. Why? Because it's in abundance there. So there is no reverence for the necessity of it, and for what it does. You need water to grow food. You need water to drink. Understand? You need water to clean yourself. And when you have it in abundance, when you have electricity in abundance, there's no respect, no honor, no reverence for the sacredness of it. But when you don't have it, then you realize how important it is. And, the men got up and spoke. The fathers, they spoke. And the mothers spoke. And then everyone spoke. And here I'm considered an elder. And I felt so much love because the non-elders are taught to take care of the elders first. And, I have issues with walking up hills. I'm up in the mountains. And so some heard the message and got the lesson and did the work. And I felt so honored and loved when some came and asked me, after the ceremony, if I was hungry, if I wanted some water. And I really was hungry, and I really did not want to get up because it's a little bit more work when you get older. So, but many others did not heed that message and seek to honor their elders first. But each person must learn and will only learn at their own pace. Um, the ceremony was led by a shaman, a very loving, blessed, wise, caring, respecting shaman that is a pleasure for me to have met. Um, People spoke a lot of wisdom just from their life experiences, their perspective on life. Ultimately, this is a very healing experience, an amazing healing opportunity. Whatever it is that you're going through, you are in a trusting environment where there are people also here wishing and cheering you on in your healing and wanting you to heal and sending so much love to you. It's a beautiful experience. And I wrote down a lot of what I learned, and let me see. Learn how to love yourself and know that you only harm yourself when you refuse to forgive. Remember, when you forgive another, you're not doing them any favors. You're not giving them any blessings. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it for yourself because you're saying, look, I'm not going to carry this hurt with me anymore. you know. So you can do two things. You can either just let it go, say I'm tired of this. I'm carrying a big old sack of rocks. I'm dropping this. Just let it go. Or you can actually, you know, just say to yourself, you ain't even got to tell the other person. Just say to yourself, okay, I forgive them for what they did because I no longer want to hurt from this. I understand that they are human just like me. One person said life did not come with an instruction manual. We are all imperfect. We will all make mistakes. We will make mistakes in everything. We will make mistakes in raising our children, probably because mistakes were made with raising us. And if we have children, then we will really see eventually the mistakes that we made and maybe have more compassion for our own parents because our children will definitely let us know, how we failed them. Um, so it's a lot. Sometimes I choose not to share certain things I know because I realize that each person is at a unique place in their own state of mind, in their own level of consciousness, in their own spiritual journey. So some things I may say, it may not even touch them at all. Just like I just spoke about forgiveness or just letting go. And some people can still be just so angry and holding on to all of that anger, that those words are like repulsive to them because they are still angry about what was done to them. And see, they still have to come to learn, either in this lifetime or a future one. They will have to come to learn through their own time and own experience and living that it's not worth it to not forgive. It's not worth it to them, to their health, to their happiness, to their peace of mind, to continue to hold on. Because guess what? You cannot go back and change the past. You cannot go back and undo what was done. That's done, written in stone, never to change. But you can change how you think about what was done to you, and thus change how you feel about what was done to you and how you feel about the person that did it. That person could have been a very sick, mentally sick, unbalanced person. And sometimes realizing that in itself, you see that, okay, this wasn't even about me. This person was unhealed and broken and damaged from what they went through, that they didn't know how to do it any better. Yes, but yes, and it jacked me up. Right, okay, so they jacked up and now their behavior jacked me up. But guess what? And this, no matter, they cannot heal me. That's my personal responsibility. They can tell me if they have reached that place of spiritual advancement. Oh, I am so, so sorry that my actions hurt you so. It was, I just had so many issues going on within me. And either I truly just did not mean to hurt you, and you were just a casualty of the war going on with me, or you were just, you just got impacted with what I was dealing with. And I do apologize. And I do wish that you were healed. And I do wish you well. And I hope that you come to forgive me for what I've done. Because the things I've done, I've hurt people too. And I can only ask and hope that one day they will forgive me. And it makes me cry because, yes, some I hurt deliberately and intentionally. And I may not feel this level of sadness or remorse or for what I've done. But for those that I know that I've hurt, that I didn't intend to hurt, or that I know I did not know a better way at the time, and that I know that I do not want to hurt. All I can say is that I apologize to you for my actions that hurt you because I was not well. I did not know better at the time. And I hope that eventually you can forgive me and release that so that you can continue to grow and love, so that you can become the best you that you can be. And yes, I will be pleased that you forgive me. But your forgiveness is for you, it's not for me. I have to forgive myself for what I have done so that I no longer carry the burden. My forgiveness is for me. And yes, we need to learn to forgive what we've done to others. But most importantly, we must forgive ourselves for what we have done to ourselves. And just for not knowing, just for being human, acknowledging that our humanness automatically makes us not know everything, not know how to do everything in the most loving way. Because we are human, we are still learning, we are still growing. We're still learning how to deal with the things that are going on with us. We're still learning how to deal with all of the feelings, all of the emotions. We're still learning how to understand or try to understand the behavior of others. We're still learning how to love ourselves and how to love others. We to ultimately heal, we must get to that place where we learn how to love ourselves. Forgiving ourselves is a form of loving ourselves. Forgiving others is a form of loving others and also loving ourselves. But we must each individually come to that place. And the joy and the hope is that we don't have to do it alone. I came here, I think there are 50 people here. So I'm in a healing environment among 50 people who are also here for healing and who are also rooting and cheering for each other to heal and love and to give that love to each other and spread that love and grow. We don't have to do it alone. That's the blessing. And then there is plant medicine here that God has given us that also helps us. And this plant medicine, this medicine that we don't have to buy, you don't have to pay for it, but this is the same plant medicine that the companies, the pharmacies come and take and investigate. And then they take the medicinal properties from these plants and then they make pills out of them. And then they sell them to us for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You see? They get their medicines from nature, from what God has given us. God has already given it to us. We don't have to pay for it. But you have to be in an environment among people who understand the plant medicine, who know what is for what. You know, our people before us, ancestors, a lot of them understood what certain plants do, you know. And I've been very blessed in this lifetime to have this experience that I'm going through now. I was just so overwhelmed with love and gratefulness to God and thankfulness to these people who chose to be here at this time that I'm here and who shared what they needed to share or who shared their love. You know, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. And it took me time to get to this place of knowing because I had a lot of healing to do myself from my own upbringing. No one ever apologized to me for the things that they did to me. It would have been nice, yes. It would have helped in my healing. It may have quickened it, yes. But thank God, I do not have to depend on someone being remorseful or coming to me and telling me that, you know, and asking forgiveness or saying that they apologize. I do not have to wait for the other person to heal before I can start healing, and that's the blessing. I can heal myself. And when you are still a child or a young adult, you are still learning and you are still growing, and you haven't always learned yet how to do that. So many people turn to drugs and alcohol use and shoplifting, shopping sprees, and, just having sex. They look to so many other, or they choose to be mean themselves and do what was done to them to other people, thinking, aha, okay, no, this was done to me, this hurt me, so no, I'm going to do it back to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So people come and they try all those other things, and they realize that is not the answer. And some may have to go their whole lives before they learn that, and learn that forgiveness, or just letting go, and learning love. What is love? The simplest definition of love is human kindness. Just be kind. Just be helpful. That's all. This is just the most basic type of love. And if everyone had this type of love, this world would be a different place. Oh, gosh, there's so much I would like to share with you all. But I think that's enough for this video. I do not want to share the actual things of the event itself, because that's sacred to me. That's very special to me, and that's very personal to me and all of the people who were there. And I'm going to maintain respect for that. But if you are ever able to one day go on a spiritual journey and go on an experience where you have an opportunity for plant medicine and to be in a circle among others who are healing and who have respect for nature, our greatest teacher, and for Mother Earth, and for the water and the food, do it. But I want you to know that each and every one of you are loved. Even if you were not loved by your mother, you are loved by Mother Earth, because she is still supporting you. And you can learn to love yourself, and you are always loved by God. And if I see you, my prayers, you know that I love you too. There is no perfect person on this earth. I still have my work to do. That's why I'm still here. But it is my greatest desire that before I leave this planet, that I use my energy and I be of service to mankind, and that I spread love wherever I go. Do you know those who have been hurt the most, the worst, really need the greatest love? Even though they may be mean, they may not want you near them. You know what I'm saying? They may, but they need it. But when you are hurt, when you are hit, first thing you want to do is hit back. I understand that. And sometimes you need to hit back. just to make them stop hitting you. But other times when you have a deeper insight into what's going on and you have done the growing, you may not feel the need to hit back, but instead give love. You may even just say, okay, I forgive you for what you just did. Because I'm not going to carry that within me. Because then it takes away some of the sun that's shining down on me. And then I feel less warmth. I don't want to hold that within me. So I'm not going to hold that against you. You still have to deal with it within yourself. Because I'm dealing with it within me. But know this. It is not okay for you to mistreat me. It is not okay for you to abuse me. And I will not allow it. I will treat you with respect, but it must be reciprocated. And that's the place we have to get to, because when we become adults, we are responsible for our own emotions, for our own feelings. And eventually you come to the place, I pray, within this lifetime, not after 10 more, but this one, that you are responsible for how you think about what has happened to you and how you think about your thoughts and the thoughts that you choose to attach to and to act on, and that you learn how to heal from all that dysfunction and negativity. And let me say this. And some people may not get this, and that's okay. You will eventually. Maybe later this lifetime, next lifetimes, or 10 or 20 lifetimes from now. But you'll get it. Each of us is born into life to experience all of it, every aspect of it, the negative and the positive, the so-called good and the so-called bad. We must experience all of it, and that's why we have to return several times, being reincarnated. But because we are here to experience it, meaning, yes, we are here to experience for a period of time abuse, being murdered, being raped, being stolen from, being lied to, being cheated on, not being able to have a child, being born blind, being born deaf, or being born mute, having a disease. All of those are different aspects and experiences of life. And we are here to have them. And we are up to be born poor. We are here to have them. And we are also here to have their opposite. And each is a learning experience. Each is a learning experience. So some of the experiences that we are supposed to have, because it is our time to have them. And it is our time to learn from them, to grow through them, and come out reborn into loving again. Sometimes the experiences that we have are due to our karma, or what we have done in the past, in this lifetime or previous lifetime, and now we are paying the piper for it. Okay? But no matter the reason, We still must learn and grow from it, get the wisdom from it. And the hint is that when you choose love, then you start to learn the lesson and you can move out of it, out of the pain from it much more quickly. It may take some several lifetimes, but that's part of the way our Creator has set things up. And it's okay if you don't understand me. It's even okay if you don't believe me. I am sharing with you what I have come to know through my experiences and my contact with God, my personal contact, and God showing up and orchestrating things in my life. I still hurt. People still hurt me. I still hurt others. I still have things, other negative or very unpleasant things that I must go through. You know, depression is real. That's a part of it. The thing is, you don't get stuck in it. That's the thing. Anger is real. Sadness is real. And they are okay. They are all okay emotions. The key is learning how not to get stuck in it, but allowing it to pass. Yes, if you're stuck in it, you don't know how to get out of it, go to therapy. Medication helps some people. It's all part of learning and healing and growing. And also not judging, because we truly don't know the bigger picture. I had to learn that. For example, with Trayvon Martin, he was murdered by George Zimmerman and another man, which, you know, I talk about in my book. But that was a white man, for real, and he was in law enforcement. It wasn't just George Zimmerman out there murdering Trayvon Martin or being an accomplice in it. But even though that hurt me to my core, I found out from my spirit guides that Trayvon Martin had been born onto this earth to be murdered. So even though that wasn't a tragic event, an extremely hurtful, devastating, painful experience to his family, to me, to others, there was a higher reality to this. So we saw it as a bad, terrible, horrible thing. But from the spiritual level, from what he was on, he was born, that was his mission. And he accomplished it. And he accomplished it because he wanted to give that person the people who murdered him, an opportunity to choose not to commit that act of murder at that time. And yes, they chose to go ahead and murder him. So they failed to learn that lesson at that time. So that means that they will have to do it again. But Trayvon Martin, his work is complete. He doesn't have to go through that anymore. He was a very evolved soul. Even though he smoked marijuana every day as a teenager, or maybe, he was he knew why he came here. He knew he would not live a long time. He came here to be of great service to mankind. You see how many people he affected? Do you see how what happened to him spread throughout the whole world? And it gave each and every single one of us an opportunity to choose how we would conduct ourselves and our lives going forward, to choose what we would think about what happened to him, to choose how we would view other people, whether or not we would choose to be prejudiced or racist or discriminatory. We have been presented with a choice to make a decision and hopefully choose better if we had already not chosen the path of love. And he brought to light the laws that needed to be changed. So sometimes some very painful things have the greatest opportunities in them, as stated last night, have the greatest lessons for growth. Some of the most horrendous things. And we must seek that. We must seek to learn the lessons. We must seek to learn how we will love. How can we do better? How can we be better? I'm still learning. I'm still on this journey. I'm working to achieve the Christ consciousness. That's my goal in life. This lifetime. I will share this with you. I've lived over 400 lifetimes. And over 400 lifetimes, I'm now at this place. And I've gone through a lot. And I've even made great mistakes in this lifetime. And I can only hope that the people that I harmed will forgive me. That is my hope. Because I can't undo what I did. And I hope they understand that I'm human. And I don't know everything. And I don't always make the right choices all the time. But I'm seeking to learn and to grow and do my best. For those of you I've hurt, knowingly, unknowingly, however, I ask that you forgive me. And let it go and heal yourself. I will still hurt others. Because I'm still human and I'm still on this earth. And I still have a lot to learn. But I hope I do it so much less often. I still have, I think this is a 12-day journey here. I think I've been here now 5 days. And there's still so much for me to experience. Y'all don't know. I'm going to be in a sweat lodge. And I haven't even had the ayahuasca experience yet. Oh my God, and let me tell you, God cleansed my body. Do y'all know I was having a bowel movement up to 4 or 5 times a day until this morning. So God was making sure my body was cleaned out so that the plant medicine could be effective in the work it is designed to do and helping me in my healing journey. So I'm like, why am I doing all this damn pooping? Because I'm not eating that much. You know, y'all know I had surgery, so I can't eat that much. So I'm like, where in the hell is all this poop coming from? Thank God it's raining. We're getting water. The earth here is getting rain. The plants need the rain. And it will help us to have, you see, the light is on now. We have electricity. But most of the day, there's no electricity. And so at night, I have my flashlight. So I'm thankful. I'm so thankful. There's so much I don't take for granted anymore. But it's going on 40 minutes that I had stuff I wanted to say, and I'm glad I finally said it. And I've had the opportunity to say it. And remember, I love you. And I'm speaking even from just the most basic form of love, of showing kindness and concern. I don't have to know you. I love you, each and every one of you. And I love myself. God bless you. Grow on your journey. I wish you a speedy growth. Speedy, meaning I hope you learn quickly and learn what life is about and enhance your spiritual journey. And it's different for each of us. So I cannot ever will I ever try to dictate your spiritual path or say what you need to do or what you should believe. The only thing I will say, and I will say this, I will reveal factual information. And then you can choose what you will do with it. You can choose what you will do with it. But we have been lied to by our government. We've been lied to. The truth has been hidden from us. And I do believe the truth is part of setting you free. So I will share that information with you. And it's still up to you to choose to do what you will with it. But I will give what I know. And I will honor your spiritual journey. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.